All right, Pisces, you can see the cards are already doing what they do. So welcome to your October 2025 money reading. We're going to go ahead and get right into it. Now, I know the setup's a little different, but I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be okay. So what do we need to know for the sign of Pisces as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance? Whoa. For the month of October 2025. All right, so that Queen of Swords, as we move into October, Pisces, there is something you need to let go of, and you're hesitating. Now, this is something that probably has a direct impact on your finances because it is showing up as the first card. And the other thing about the Queen of Swords is, like, sometimes she knows exactly what she needs to cut off, but for whatever reason, she's hesitating. So when it concerns your money, don't be afraid to let something go that you know you need to let go, because it is impacting your finances. That's what I really want to say. Now, when I look at the rest of your cards, it looks like you do actually cut off what needs to be cut off. For some of you, this is going to be circumstantial. It's not like, oh, I'm stopping shopping here. It's more about, oh, I am completely removing myself from this situation, because that's what the King of Swords is telling me. And in doing so, it unlocks more money and more prosperity. All right, so by doing this, you're gonna see like a huge breakthrough, because we got that Ace of Swords, and that's what that card is all about. You're also gonna be connecting with people who can help you make even more money, maybe faster, because we also have that Eight of Wands. All right, so there's something you need to say no to as we start off October. You make a decision to do so, you do so, and then things start happening very, very quickly. So the Eight of Wands is that card of speed and timing, all right? That's the card where once you take action, things really start flowing, maybe immediately in some, in some cases for some of you. And then that Ace of Swords is a huge breakthrough. Now, when I see the Ace of Swords in a money reading, Pisces, this means that the only thing that's slowing you down is you, right? It's just you making a decision, or you taking an action, or you maybe shifting what you're doing, or maybe you changing something. Maybe you have to reposition yourself depending on what the circumstance or what the situation is. All right, but it basically reveals that you are the determining factor of how quickly you win or how quickly things change. And that's pretty much, that's pretty much the case for all of us, right, Pisces? Like you're not alone in that. But sometimes we're so close and we're so attached to a situation, we don't realize, like we can't look at it objectively. All right, and that's what I'm getting. All right, so let's see what else shows up for Pisces as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of October 2025. Now, Pisces, are you going through a life overhaul? Is that the thing that we're dealing with here? Why? Because I see that Tower card, and that is what is coming to me. Like a whole life overhaul. Now, this impacts your money because everything is changing, right? Like things are not staying as they once were, and things are changing because your life is changing. For some of you, this could be a move. For some of you, this could be a brand new relationship moving to the next level. For some of you, it could be a brand new job or a career. For some of you, it could be you're starting or launching a business. But whatever it is, it's just the tip of the iceberg of an entire life overhaul. Now, what does this mean for your money? It means that everything is going to shift. Everything is going to change, but it's actually changing to set you up to receive more, have more, be more, do more. And not just as it relates to money, but every area of your life. The thing is this is very scary, because what I'm seeing here is, you know, you're having a hard time communicating exactly what you're feeling, maybe what you're doing. You have the Moon card here where you don't know how things are going to turn out. You don't know if this is going to be something that literally changes the game for you. However, looking at your cards, I think it will. Some of you are going to be planning travel, maybe postponing a trip, maybe rearranging a trip. That's what I'm seeing with that Six of Swords. And then we also have the Six of Cups. This is reconnecting with someone. And the thing is this reconnection isn't actually personal. It's more about opportunity. So, and this could even be somebody in your family. Like maybe you revisit a plan, or you talk about some new plans and you say, yeah, you know, I think I'm ready to do it, you know, to do it now. All right, so Pisces, we've got a life overhaul happening the second week of October, and I feel like this is going to really change even how you make money. In some cases, especially for some of you who have businesses or you're starting brand new careers, even though you may not exactly have all the details or know how it's going to play out, you're ready to embrace this change. And I think this is a change that's going to allow you to grow, not only personally, but professionally as well. All right, so that's exciting. You know, the other thing I'm seeing here, Pisces, which just now hit me, is that you need to make this change. It's bigger than just the money or the job. There's something inside you that needs this change. It could be something that needs to be healed, or something that needs to be released or processed, or maybe you get a better understanding by making this change, which again frees up more energy for you to make more money. Because sometimes what I have learned is that when I'm dealing with something emotionally, it tends to impact my judgment on things that are not related to that. Okay, so that could be a little bit about what's going on with you as well, Pisces. Okay. Now, you've got a hater, Pisces. You do. Because we got this Seven of Swords. Now, what is interesting is a lot of the signs have been getting hater energy for the month of October. So this tells me that a lot of you who are tapping into these readings, you guys are movers and shakers. You're making things happen. You're doing things. And the people around you feel threatened by it, or envious by it, or jealous of it. And you know exactly who these people are, so it's not a secret and it's not a surprise. All right, so I say that because this card is literally jumping out that message to me. But let's get into the rest, because remember I told you you're in the middle of a life overhaul. So that's what the Tower card is here. And then look, you've got the Tower card again in the reverse, which tells me that, yeah, everything is going to be topsy-turvy, but it's actually working out for the better. It's actually what needs to happen for you, Pisces, because you've got so much stuff that you're dealing with. And some of you are moving. We got the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Remember, that's changes in the physical space. So some of you could literally be relocating or moving to a new house, a new apartment, a new condo, whatever the case may be. We also got the Six of Cups. This is a repeater card as well. The repeater card is a card that talks about connecting with someone from your past. And I do believe that this is something like, this card is related to this here. Maybe you change your mind in the following week, or you decide to do something different. Not that you're cutting off this opportunity 100%, but you decide to do something different as, you know, things progress. Then we've got that Eight of Swords, a great card to see in the reverse, because that means you're not feeling stuck, trapped, or limited in any way. As that relates to your money, means you see the potential growth of the income that you can make, and it's exciting. So here's what I got. As we move into the second half of October, Pisces, there's going to be a lot of movement. And I feel like this is physical movement as well as energetic. All right. You've also got support here. This is, whatever you need, somebody is willing to step up and help you. But I do sense that you do have a hater, but that's not anything that's going to slow you down. All right. It's just something that's annoying. It's just annoying, but it's not anything that's going to get in the way of you making money. Heck no. All right. And we talked about the life overhaul. So, big changes are happening for you, Pisces. And I think these changes are exactly what needs to happen in order to set you up so you're in position to receive the money you want to receive. Now, I do have to say this, that I feel like some of you have outgrown the old paradigm of manifestation. Yep, look at that. All right. Now, and I'm picking this up because I feel like so many of us have graduated from that. So when I talk about manifestation, law of attraction, law of assumption, I feel like you're past that, Pisces. In other words, you're playing a much more advanced spiritual game. Now, this doesn't mean that you are the pro or the expert at law of attraction, law of assumption, whatever the case may be, but it's almost like you get to a point where you adapt certain laws of the universe, metaphysics, whatever the case may be, and you apply them. You're not just kind of regurgitating them. Now, what this means for a lot of you as it relates to your money is like, it's almost like the catalyst to inspire you to take much bigger actions here. And that's what I see happening. And this is the card that's telling me to tell you that, like you're past manifesting. Now it's about you just literally creating, right? You're doing what needs to be done so you can create what you want to create. And that takes manifestation to a whole new level, because I feel like for a lot of us, we've been taught that manifestation is something very passive. In other words, you just think and realign and things happen. But I'm seeing that, no, you're playing a much bigger game, Pisces. You have graduated to the next level. Now we have the Five of Pentacles, which is the money mindset card. That's really good. Like I said, this is where I see your mind unlocking, and you realize that it's not about something where you just sit back. No, it's about you literally being hands-on and creating exactly what you want to create. And you do. Because when all is said and done, you got that Page of Pentacles, probably the most powerful card you can get in a money reading. So we've got the Queen of Cups, which is emotional stuff, but it's not holding you back. The Eight of Cups, which is walking away with no regrets. Now, we talked about that at the beginning of your reading. Remember, the Queen of Swords was about cutting something or someone off that needs to be cut off. And it looks like you go through the process of that throughout the month of October, and then you finally realize, yep, it's done, time to move on, and I'm better off because of it. Now, that Page of Pentacles, man, there's a lot of excitement with that card. I feel it. This is good news as it relates to money. So things may feel a little wobbly throughout the month, but by the time we close out October, Pisces, wow, you're in a really good position. October brings you prosperity, money, goodness, beyond your expectations. So just trust. Like I said, you're playing at a much higher level, Pisces. And this doesn't mean, like I said, it doesn't mean that you're the know-all, end-all, but it means that you're not playing small, especially as it concerns your money. All right, so that's what I got for you, Pisces, for October. It's going to be good. I think, like I said, you're going to be very pleasantly surprised, because things are going to expand beyond what you had expected them to, or what you even thought possible. All right, let's go ahead and close out your reading with a Halloween oracle card. Ooh, all right, so you got trick or treat. All right, this is mischief and play. Now, this is something I think a lot of us need more of, especially as we are, in adulthood. So many of us, you know, we're so serious, you know, and we don't make time to play and be playful. So you may want to embrace that in the month of October, Pisces, right? Because play is also another form of relaxation. So that's what I got for you, Pisces. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful. Thanks for spending this time with me. We'll do it all again next month.